and welcome back to the Big Red of the B. Schneid Show. It is the Big Red preview for Arrowhead. Nebraska's kickoff is just 2 days away versus Cincinnati. Jim, what is your initial impressions as the Huskers are getting ready to go?
Well, kind of excited to see some of the new spots. Kind of excited. I'm more excited about the offensive line this year than I have been in quite a while, and I think you can kind of tell that by the Dana Holgerson saying that he's going to get a lot more rotations in there for a lot of people, and having some replacements at the tackle and keeping that position fresh and things like that. I think that's kind of, and I'm also excited that we have a offensive lineman being represented and being as respected among his teammates that he is in Latosky.
Yeah, I mean, Latosky just got the captain honor. And when you brought that up, I mean, Dana Holgerson spoke on Monday and he said he's never had this many tackles that he could feel comfortable with playing. They have 5 guys. Now I'll put you a little bit on the spot though. I think we can all agree that Teddy Prohaska is taking the first snap at right tackle. But is it going to be Pritchett? Is it going to be Gatula? Or could it be Corcoran? I'm leaning more so. I think Gatula gets the nod.
That's the way it's looking. I was kind of impressed with they put him in a tough spot last year when Cochran went down, and as I believe he was a real freshman last year, and he came in, and I was kind of impressed with the job that he did. Did he play flawless football at that spot? No, but I think he was way more than serviceable.
Yeah, I mean, we all know at the guard position, it's a guard and center interior offensive line. It's completely locked down. But yeah, I think, and maybe you see a Tyler Knack, and I think that we will see all of them. Actually, a reporter asked Dana when he mentioned the oars, he's like, does that mean we could see all of them? And Dana gave him such a smart ass response. He's
like what?
He's like, oh, that's kind of what or means. And then he's like, hey, then he answered his question. But but that's
for the guys that's played football too, keeping somebody fresh in there. I mean, that fourth quarter for the starters, if you're in a hard game, or I should say a close game, and having your starter that say is only got a breather for a third of the snaps, wouldn't that be nice going into the fourth quarter? And I know we can talk all about conditioning and this and that, but good Lord, if you got somebody that can give you a couple of breathers, a series or so, that really helps out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, they're going to be tested because they're going up against Dontay Corleone, 2024 first team All Big 12 defensive tackle. He's the real deal, and he's going to more so test Nebraska's interior offensive line, which that's why I think it's a good matchup. But Dana Holgerson said on Monday, this guy single-handedly, when he was at head coach at Houston, forced a 3-and-out to start the game just by himself because of the disruption he made on the interior.
Well, hopefully we got enough room. We can do some double teams and things like that and get
and I mean,
help on.
You might not see necessarily that many inside zone right away. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to kind of set the tone, but maybe it's more so running outside zone with Emmett Johnson to start. But let's be real. It all comes down to this guy. What are we going? Are we going to see the actual leap of Dylan Raiola?
You know, as you go through the stats, and you did a little bit of this in the offseason, we both have. For a true freshman, his numbers were pretty doggone decent.
The thing that you don't like to see with Dylan Raiola was his interceptions, and then his yards per completion were pretty short. But yet, I always countered argue, and I said, well, shit, the first 8 games he was throwing bubble screens half the time for his attempts. So, but will we see him push the ball down the field?
Well, I think you're going to see him play a little smarter this year than he did last year.
I agree. I think you're going to see a lot more
ball.
fast, lot of quick decisions.
Right.
I think the RPO game we're going to see more of. I think that especially with this tight end room that Nebraska has that they're really confident in with the athleticism, I think you're going to see a lot of options where he'll have Emmett Johnson standing beside him and holding the ball. And if he has a tight end out in the flat, he's going to hit him. And I think you can get those. And maybe even a guy like Janiran Bonner is a guy that they dump it to on those situations.
I think last year you got to see coaches throw whatever they could at a true freshman quarterback and kind of exploit some of his inexperience. Not that Dylan's not head and shoulders above most other players out there and talent wise and things like that, but they threw everything at him to confuse him and show that he really was a true freshman. So I think this year you're going to see something entirely different. Hopefully.
Kind of got a kick out of it. I just was shaking my head for a second. The dude came up to the podium on Monday and was wearing some glasses, and he says, "Yeah, these aren't for reading. I just got them because they make me look smart or something."
Yeah, I don't know. That was maybe another one of those bad decisions. And the hairdo too. The hairdo. I think he lost a bet.
He lost a bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we're on the same page with Dylan. I think.
Damn it! Are you gone?
I accidentally got kicked out, didn't I?
Yeah, you went away.
Well, we're still recording. Anyway, I think you see a guy that really shows improvement. And I think he has Dane Key and Jacory Barney at the end of the game to thank for that.
Right. I don't know what the backups are like behind Dylan. Nobody does, do they?
Yeah, it's TJ Lateef.
Yeah, but what are they like? We don't know.
He's got stuff. He's got some good stuff.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, while we're on the offense, I mean, I think that one thing that we got to think about is and I've been arguing with people about this because I think that this guy, right, Heinrich Haarberg, if I can get it to show up on the screen. There we go. I think Heinrich Haarberg is going to shock people this year. And some people think I'm crazy for that, but I really fully believe athleticism is going to win.
Well, I hope so. I'd like to see I just hate to see that much talent standing on the sidelines, and I think that's what you're saying. Got to figure out some way to use him more.
Well, my thing is that he is listed at Lindenmeyer as the number one tight end, but I do not see him being a vertical threat near to the magnitude of what he'll be. I just don't. They say Heinrich Haarberg runs 22 miles per hour.
I think Haarberg's faster than he.
230 pounds, 6'6". We've seen him embrace contact at quarterback. He talked to us yesterday, and I was asking him, well, where was his biggest growth? He said he's gotten his technique improved. That's what Satterfield said. He's a completely different tight end from the spring to the fall. So I don't see why people wouldn't buy in. I mean, Penn State's Tyler Warren used to be a quarterback in high school. Vanderbilt's Eli Stowers started out at Texas A&M as a quarterback, and last year he had 600 receiving yards. Travis Kelce, I mean, that's an obvious comparison, but Travis Kelce was a quarterback at Cincinnati and then switched to tight end at Cincinnati and then is now one of the all-time greats as a tight end. So I know this is his first year, but I just don't think don't need to overthink it. This dude's an athlete.
Yeah, and they got to get him on the field. They got to get the ball to him.
Well, and I'm not saying he's going to be the kind of guy that has 7-8 receptions a game, but I think that Dylan's going to hit his Dane Keys of the world, Jacory Barneys and Isaiah Hunters. He'll hit Emmett Johnson out of the backfield and Isaiah Mosey out of the backfield. Hit a Luke Lindenmeyer on quick wise stick. He's perfect for that. But when it's the third quarter and they start double teaming a Dane Key, that is the perfect opportunity to run a seam up the middle of the field with a guy like Heinrich Haarberg lined up as a wing.
Yeah, and let him tee up on a safety.
That's what But how many safeties will you see that are running 22 miles per hour at full speed? I don't think that not that many.
Heinrich Haarberg, I do not think is going to be is not going to be that much fun to tackle for a little safety.
No, and I think that this team offensively, I think they're going to put up points against Cincinnati because yeah, they have Corleone, but other than that, it's not like they're no stellar freaking defensive team. They're a Big 12 defense by all means.
Mm-hmm.
And
Corleone.
I think that in the second half, you will see that depth. We brought up the tackle depth and the ability to play multiple guys. You're going to see Nebraska's offensive line, I believe, wear down Cincinnati.
Kind of start leaning on them.
Yes, I 100%. But in order for them to do that, they can't be on the field the entire game. I think they're going to score quick and they'll have opportunities, but they're going to have to stop. The Blackshirts are going to have to stop Brennan Sorsby.
I'd like to see Nebraska have a ball control offense this year. And
I think you will.
And spend more time on the field with the offense and give the defense a blow, which would be nice.
For sure. No, but when we look at what Nebraska has to face defensively, it starts with Brennan Sorsby. I mean, 18 touchdowns last year, 2,800 passing yards, only 7 interceptions. As a dual threat quarterback, rushed for nearly 500 yards. So it's really going to test him. And we've talked off the air about, this is a Deshaun McCullough type game. We're going to see, can he contain this guy? Can he force pressure off the edge?
Yeah. We tended a few years ago to make somebody very average, the quarterback for, I can't remember his name, for Northwestern, made him look fast. So,
that was a long time ago. That was Clayton Thorson.
So,
was that what you're thinking of? That was Mike Riley years.
Yes.
But
God, that was horrible.
Yeah, no, we think about Sorsby. I mean, I think this is going to be a shootout type game. I think Cincinnati's going to put up the points, but I do think that Nebraska's aggressive scheme under John Butler is going to force a key turnover. I think that aggressiveness will pay off, and you'll see a very aggressive attacking defense that might get beat, give up a few points, but yet they make the momentum-changing turnover.
Well, I'm pleased we got a different, that pretty versatile punter this year too that has potentially to flip the field for you, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody across the state is wanting to watch Archie Wilson. But you look at Sorsby's top returning target, it's a tight end. It's Joe Royer. I mean, he had 600 nearly over 500 receiving yards last year. So 6'5" tight end makes me concerned about some of Nebraska's secondary, Malcolm Hartzog specifically, if they try to pin him in some situation where he's matched up. Because obviously I know Nebraska ain't going to scheme up to put Malcolm Hartzog man-on-man against a 6'5" tight end. But
no, that would lose.
But, Deshaun Singleton as a rover, maybe Javen Wright at linebacker. I think those are viable options for Nebraska's defense.
Right.
But when you look at Nebraska's defense, who is the most exciting position you look forward to watching? Or player of transfers, of returning players? It could be anybody.
I guess I'm kind of looking forward to watching Williams Nwaneri and see what he can develop into. I'm kind of excited to see what the competition between Judy and Van Poppel. Van Poppel's personality I really like. So defensive line is always, and Keona Davis, don't leave him out. He's going to be in the mix. I'm kind of excited to see what this defensive line, how we can replace the guy that went to the Eagles, who it looks like he's gonna make the roster too.
You're thinking of Ty Robinson.
Yes.
I don't know how you can forget his name.
So replacing. Oh, I don't know. I'm on the air.
Anyway,
sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I agree. Some we didn't even touch on, but yesterday Nebraska did hand out 10 black shirts. They were given out to Riley Van Poppel was not one of them. He's actually listed as this number 2. I was a little bit too, especially because he got a single digit.
Yeah, he's single digit, but yet he didn't get a black shirt. I mean, what the heck's going on with that?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't seem to add up with the single digit thing. I mean, Vincent Shavers didn't get one either, and Vincent Shavers is a single digit. So I don't know. It can be kind of confusing. But Marques Watson-Trent in that black shirt jersey, I mean, he's a short guy, but gosh, that dude looks fierce. That's one of the guys I'm excited to watch on the inside.
Well,
our inside linebacker.
We'll have more answers on Friday than we do today.
And I mean that's the tough thing is you can only watch a football team run drills so many times before you're like, okay, I need to go see them play against somebody to analyze that.
I don't want to put a jinx on something right now, but how dangerous is this game, you think? I mean, because we don't have anybody coming up until a conference play. This is going to be a defining game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nebraska losing these opening games has derailed their season.
Yes.
And you think about it. If Nebraska wins this game, they have a 10-2 ceiling. They lose it, I'm giving them 6-6 on the year.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Now, I think Nebraska's going to finish 9-3 on the season, but yeah, this is critical because this is although you're going to make mistakes, you're not going to be the same team August 27th that you will be November 30th. You still got to take care of business because it'll fuck up the whole team morale.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
I guess I shouldn't. I might need to bleep that. Nah,
okay. I'm almost afraid. And I guess it's because we've been so damn traumatized as a fan base for so long that how could you possibly lose the game against Iowa last year?
Did you listen to the Rhule's press conference when he was it was on Friday and he was talking about what he did on vacation? He said he'd watch old film like he was watching the Iowa game, and one of his friends or family, I can't remember who he said it was, they said, "Why are you watching that on vacation?" And he was just mentioning how he's like, I always want to improve on stuff. But that was funny when he said he went on vacation and watched the Iowa game from last year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that was just painful. And to watch that little kicker do his god-awful strut across the field, I mean, it's just like, why? Why do we do this? I mean, I got the battered wife syndrome.
Well, I think with Nebraska special teams, I think we're going to feel better since Mike Eckler's there. You mentioned Archie Wilson. I think we're going to get to see some fun things from Ja'Cory Barney in the punt return game. Kyle Kunyanen looks to be the place kicker. And so they got transfers, incoming guys, and got Ja'Cory Barney's electricity. What I really want to see, though, with our special teams is with Nebraska special teams, is I'd like to see if they have a guy that's going to be on punt when Nebraska's punt unit that flies down and lights someone up and gets to the ball quick.
You know what? I'd like to talk just for a brief moment, touch on what we're going to get. Is Nebraska going to get some fair calls from the Stripes this year?
I still don't think that was why Nebraska was only 6-6 in the regular season, but
it's not. No, but I'm in the crowd and up there in our section last year. Several times the chant was 3 blind mice. I mean, these guys couldn't see anything. It didn't seem like.
The one that comes to mind was Ohio State last year and at USC. Both were road games.
Yes.
They did have some questionable calls against Illinois last year at home. That one.
Well, yeah,
there wasn't indisputable video evidence whether it was a touchdown or not. They ruled it on the field one thing, and there wasn't enough to without reasonable doubt. I don't know what I'm talking about, like I'm talking in court, but you know what I mean.
Why, I know, but Matt got pissed about it too, and he got sick and tired of getting the call on Sunday afternoon. Hey, sorry, coach. And looking back at this, that wasn't we didn't do the call right, and it was obvious. And he said he's sick and tired of getting that phone call.
Yeah, well,
especially in the days where we got replay.
I will say though, Nebraska also shot themselves in the foot so many damn times last year that in those games that happened, they probably still wouldn't have won against like USC. The pass interference at the end of the game that was a missed call, where the guy was grabbing Jamal Banks's jersey across.
I know he tore it,
but the thing is Nebraska pissed away many opportunities at USC. They were coming back, and yes, they should have got another untimed down without a doubt, but
Nebraska did not have enough talent to overcome their mistakes and the refs' mistakes.
Yeah, I mean I think this football team is a lot more disciplined, just because Matt Rhule said last year, it was actually really interesting on Friday when he gave his 50-minute press conference. He said last year there was times that he did not like that football team. He loved the team the whole year, of course, but he said there's times he'd go in and he didn't like them because there'd be some of those guys that would be, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? He said he hasn't seen that at all in fall camp. So that tells you that this football team is bought in and they're going to follow what the coach says and they're going to be disciplined.
Well, let's hope so.
And it is off-season talk. I think anybody that's ever covered Nebraska or watched Nebraska the past decade understands what off-season talk is. I mean, how many times have you heard from practice? It was the best practice we've ever had or something like that.
Well, shit, I'd like to see the bad one.
Well, anyway, it's time for predictions. I think there's enough talk about this game. It's about time to put in prediction. I got Nebraska taking down Cincinnati. I think in around halftime, you're going to see a 24-17 ball game. I think both teams do get out there and get on the scoreboard. In the second half, I think you see Nebraska pull away. I got the Huskers 38, Cincinnati 24. And they covered the 7.5 spread.
38-24, huh?
Yep.
I think our defense is going to be better than that.
I think that Cincinnati's going to test them. And I could be wrong, but I just don't think – I think they're going to come out a little hot. And I think Nebraska is too. That's why I think the first half's going to be a 24-17 ball game. And then it could be wrong. It could be 7-0, but at halftime.
I'll go 31-17.
So we both got Nebraska.
And a field goal.
So we each got a 14-point Nebraska win.
Yes.
Which that's doubling the spread right now.
What is the spread?
7. It's set at 7 right now. Last I checked this morning.
Huh. Nah, I think we're going to have a better offense than that, and I think this defense is going to be settled in pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, roster talent-wise, it's not even close. So, well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below of your score predictions, and what if you guys are going down the Arrowhead. I'll be there up in the box. So, look forward to getting this season rolling.
This is the first game, so you got to tell me, where do you look for this team to be, and where is Matt Rhule's success? What defines success, and where do you see this team going?
I think this team, initial impression reminds me as being a little kid before a Bo Pelini season. That high expectations, the roster talent is there to make a run for conference titles, playoffs. There wasn't there then, but that's why I think 10 wins is on the table. But it's a matter of, is this going to be a team that executes with their talent, or is it going to be a team that falls apart? Because Matt Rhule even has fallen apart in 2 years in November. That's what concerns me as I analyze Nebraska this season. Are they going to have that mental ability? If they drop a game against a Michigan, or they drop on Thursday, are they going to fire back?
I see this as an 8-4 team, but 8-4 in Matt's third year, because that was what it'd be, I believe, right?
Yeah, and I got them 9-3. I got losses at USC, at Penn State, and at home against Michigan currently.
Penn State's going to be the toughest game they got.
I said USC. I'm at UCLA. I think Nebraska gets the marquee win over USC this year. Minnesota's the toughest game to pick, though. At Minnesota.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty hostile environment up there. The guys are kind of wild. Not as bad as Madison. But, well, anyway, I see 8-4, but I'd call it a success.
Oh, for sure. But, yeah, it'll be better next week because we'll actually have some film to break down. After the game on Friday, I'm going to turn it on and watch it over again just to see stuff I missed. But I think you'll see a disciplined football team. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and the stadium's definitely going to be red.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Arrowhead will be red.
It'll be loud. Might be the loudest college football game. So, all right, guys. Thank you all for listening.
And you're going to be in the press booth, aren't you?
Yep, I will be.